everyone, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use another way to use your die cuts, and also we're going to do a 3D card. I love 3D cards, and this one is going to be different. We usually concentrate more on the top of our card and leave the inside blank, or sometimes put a sticker or two, but this time we're going to do things differently. I made the front of my card very simple. I just used some die cuts, and a lot of people have asked me how to use them. They didn't know. They had sometimes bought some because they thought they were very nice but had a hard time putting them together. So I'm going to show you this. So I've used only die cuts here that I had, and it will work for any kinds of die cuts, and also you can transpose this for man cards using maybe the theme of sports or fishing. You could use fishes, fishing lines, and all kinds of items for fishing for man's card, but today it's going to be more a girly card. So the front of the card, as you can see, is very simple but very cute, very girly. I've used this theme of animals here, animals of the forest. So I just laid down this first piece directly on my card with no dimensional, but I just put some double-sided foam adhesive behind the flowers to give that start of 3D. And what is really nice, and I'm going to go zoom out a little bit here so you'll see the card fully when I open it, is that it's going to look like this. So this is the front of it, well, the front. This is how you're supposed to look at it, because here my camera is over my head, so I'm putting it this way, but it's going to stay open with no problem, and people are going to see this part when they open it, and I think it's darn cute. So again, animals, a little bit of flowers and birds, and again, just using die cuts here on what I would call the wall, the background of my card, and I've also glued down directly with no dimensions, no dimensionals here on the bottom of my card. But this is actually how people are going to look at it, and it's really cute. So I'm going to show you how you can do these very simply. And actually, the first time I did it, I just cut pieces of paper that I glued down, and this is not the best way to do. So I'm going to show you what I have found the easiest way, and I'm not going to show you exactly this one because it's really more difficult to know how long you want to make your pieces. So now let's go directly to it. So what you will need for this is 2 pieces of cards, and one that you're going to cut smaller than the other, because this is going to be the back of your card. This is going to be the one you're going to put inside. That needs to be a little smaller. This is a regular A2 size card. You could make it square like I did the other one. This is just a normal one. You can do it in any size you wish. It's not an issue. You're going to fold the 2 pieces together, and we're not going to yet glue them together. We're going to do some cutting first. But before doing it here, and I would advise you to use a scrap piece of paper to see what it's going to look like before, and when you're sure about what you're going to do, then directly cut in your piece of paper, the last one. So here it's just a scrap piece of paper, because there are 2 things I really want to show you that you need to be careful about, otherwise you might waste your paper. So the first thing is that you can start drawing on your paper and maybe erase your lines, but you don't really have to, because actually what you're going to draw on is the back of this piece. So when you're going to glue it down, you won't even be able to see the marks of your pencil. So that's what I have represented here. You're going to put the folded line towards yourself, and here if you need to trace before, and I'm going to go slightly a little closer, you're going to make some lines, vertical lines, but that are perpendicular to the fold, okay? So you're first going to do some lines. Try to keep them as straight as you can, really parallel to each other. This is, of course, the side of my card, and you're going to leave a space. And you will have to leave a space between each slit here, okay, that I'm going to call also a cube, because when you put it like this, it's a perfect rectangle, square. So, and I'm going to do them randomly. You can make them much larger if you wish. You can make them longer. I'm going to make a smaller one here, but larger. What is important here is that your two lines are even, which means that have the same length. Whether it's 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, it needs to be 1 1/4 inch on the other side. Don't trace a line here because that's going to be your fold. You don't need to trace a line because what might happen is that you want to cut here and you should not cut here. So the same thing here, same size, and I'm going to do another one here. And every time I leave a space here, you should not cut directly the next one because otherwise it's going to be one whole big piece and it won't work. And this one, I'm going to do it much longer, just to show you something. Okay, so once you're at this point, you're going to cut and follow your lines. So here it's just a photocopy paper. It's just for an example, but it's too flimsy. This is just when you're going to train and see if the lines are okay for you and you like the way it looks, because otherwise you should need some kind of, cardstock, something a little thicker. So I have cut all my lines here, and now what I'm going to do is fold. So I'm folding this paper here, the other one there. And it needs to be straight. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to crease it on the other side of my card. Okay, now I'm going to open it, and my folds here will help me put it this way. These need to go inside of my card. The other slits needs to go backwards. Can you see this? Like mountain, valley, mountain, valley, mountain. And then once you're happy with this, it should close like this perfectly. And of course this is not nice. It doesn't look nice. This is why we need our background here where we're going to glue it down. Okay, so I'm using a different color of paper, but you could use the same color. Here it's white, so I could have used a white card, or if it was blue, you could use a blue card. I like to change the color, but that's totally up to you. So we have ended up here with some squares, and you can see smaller, this one is the biggest, and you've got a smaller one here. So what I want you to see right now is that when you go, and I'm going to put it this way, the deeper, the longer your line is going to be, also the higher it's going to be. It's not only going to go this way, but it's also going to be longer that way, okay? In both directions because it's a square, okay? That's important. Why is it important? Because when you're going to have your paper like this, your card, if you want to help yourself, you're going to take the middle of your card here, okay? So I'm just going to pretend my middle is around here. I just eyeball it. I hope you'll be able to see my line. Let me get a little darker, it's not important. And now I'm going to go and cut beyond that line, and I'm going to show you what it's going to look like. So just in case, I'm going to put back my paper here. And I'm going to cut way after, not way, just after this line. I'm going to fold it again, open it on my new line, and this is what is going to happen. If you cut it too long, it's going to go outside your card and it's not going to look nice. So it's really important that whatever the size of your card is, you never pass that middle piece of your card. Stay behind, because if you put embellishments here, which we are going to do, and if you even want to put a little bit more dimension to it and use double-sided foam, adhesive foam, it's going to be even thicker and it's going to be impossible to close, and you're going to have everything sticking out. It's really not going to look nice. It's not going to work. So stay behind that middle line here. That would work every time. Okay, this is really important. So So that was the two things I wanted to tell you. Not go too long, and the longer you go, like this one is really big, the higher it went too. So think about that. You don't need to have such a depth, because also you're going to have a bigger hole in here, right? Okay, so that's really important. Then, when you're happy with this, what you're going to do, and I'm going to do this on this card, I'm going to cut it directly. I more or less know what I want. So I'm going to directly cut my pieces here. And I really try to stay even here, the same length. I'm going to leave a space. And I'm going to do another one here. Leave a space. And another one there. Maybe a little longer than the other. Never go past that half line that I told you about. Okay? Then I'm going to fold. And you could go a little further and do another step and cut on top, but that will be for a next card where we'll be doing a birthday cake. I don't want to go too fast because sometimes people say, yeah, you know, I'm a new card maker, so don't go too fast. So I really try to make things for everybody. Try to please everyone. This is not new, but I really love it because with die cuts, it's perfect. So I'm going to open it. Make sure everything's in place. Really mark your folds as well as you can because that's going to keep your card shut. It won't shut completely because you will have the thickness of your different dies in here, die cuts, but it will stay in place. Okay? And you can see now it stands by itself. Actually, it's going to be like this if you look at it from that direction. And what I would recommend at this stage is directly gluing down this part now before putting your dies on it, your die cuts, is starting to glue it here directly on your paper. So the easiest way to do it is fold it open, or not fold it open, but open it completely, and you're going to put glue or double-sided tape everywhere, but not on these pieces. Not in my example, I did 3 slits, and I'm not going to put glue on there, otherwise they won't be able to pop out. Okay, that's important. Be careful where you're going to put your glue. So I'm going to put my glue here. Also on this side. Is it empty? Gosh, they don't last long, these things. Hold on a second, I'm going to get a new one. Okay, I found my ATG gun. Whoa, hooray! I love it so much. I haven't found all my stuff yet, but... So I'm going to put glue here. I'm going to skip this part, put some glue here. And it's perfect for the size of my ATG. Put some here as well. And I think I've glued a little bit of this part where I shouldn't have. So let me take it away. Yep. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is align these folds with the fold of my outside card and try to center it as much as I can. It's not that complicated, but take your time with this. I tried how to put my head in the middle. I think I'm going to cut it good and then fold it back on top. And there you go. Okay, I think it's not that bad actually. It's quite even. Okay, now this is done and it's easier to do it when you don't have all your die cuts on. You're going to take your die cuts, and here I have the theme of flowers. And to be honest, I already went ahead and actually I'm going to do it on this one because that's exactly the picture I took before. So I've put some die cuts together, glue them down, And when I was ready with it, what I did, I used a little bit of double-sided tape here that I put on top. And I just barely put it on top of my card here to make sure that everything was nice. And when you're happy with this, what I have done, and sorry about these lines, I already glued them down. Actually, I put just few dots of glue and they glued so well, I'm afraid that if I take them apart, I'm gonna rip off my paper, so I just let them down. What I did, once I have put all my embellishments and die cuts on my card, I took a picture with my phone, and then I took everything off, and now I'm going to be able to really glue this well on. And be careful not to put glue when you're not supposed to put glue, which is only here on this part. You can also put some embellishments here as long as they don't go too far. Okay, but don't put glue here, because if you do put glue there, on the back on this part, for example, when you're going to close it down, it's going to stick to your paper. And you don't want that, because that's going to look horrible. Okay, just need to put glue on these parts that are raised here. And I'll show you how to do this next time for our birthday cake. You'll see it's really lovely. So now that I have taken my picture, I'm going to really glue these down very well. And I'm not going to use double-sided foam adhesive for this because it's already very dimensional. So I'm going to put it this way so you can see what I'm doing. And actually these are different die cuts, and when you glue them down, try not to put them too low here, because otherwise it might be difficult to close your card. So leave a little gap, not much, just, you know, 1/16 of an inch or 2, not more, so you'll be able to close your card better. So this one is on, and I've put these two together so they're gonna look like it's a decoration on the wall. And let me see, I'm going to put it a little higher, so my background is not going to be empty or just white. And I'm going to use this word love. I think I already put double-sided tape on it, and I'm going to put it here. So you see, it's really, really nice. And this one, I'm going to pretend, and I hope you'll be able to see it, that it's some kind of a painting. And I'm going to eyeball the middle here and pretend that it was hanging on the wall. And I hope you'll be able to see it. Same thing for this one here. And I'll do this with a marker later on. Hope you'll be able to see that. See? Looks like it's hanging on the wall, so I like it. And I've also glued some little butterflies here. You could raise them a little bit by using foam adhesive. But what I have done to these, I'm going to put it a little lower. What I have done to these butterflies is that I bend them a little bit, so they're going to stay quite three-dimensional as well. Let me come a little closer. There we go. And I'm also going to put this one here. This card is going to be quite busy, but I think it's going to be darn cute. And this one, it looks like a button, like if I had a drawer. And I'm going to put it down here. All right. And this one, I said I wanted to put it here. So I'm just putting my finger in there to make sure it's going to hang on really well. And I would use some, normally die cuts are quite sturdy and it's better, it's going to stay in place much better. And on this one, I've already glued these are 3 pieces that I put together. And I'm going to glue them there. So I didn't want you to see all this gluing. It's not that interesting when you put your flowers together. This is actually, when you think about it, how you're going to arrange everything, what is going to take the most of your time. The rest is very, very simple. And then you have these two squares remaining here. If you don't like them, you can also cover them up. And actually, I prepared some flowers here. These are paper flowers. I am just going to put a little bit of whoops. Let me take this away. I'm going to use some, because it's got a little bit of dimension, I'm going to use some liquid glue for this one. And I'm just going to put one flower here. I think it's going to be enough. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And there you go. Let me go a little backwards now. There you go. And here, I haven't found my stamps yet, but I will put a little happy birthday or thinking of you or follow your dreams. I like quotes quite a lot. And look at that, isn't this cute? So you could put more if you wanted to, because I think here is going to be enough with just this little stamping. I really hope I'm going to find it very soon. I miss my stamps so much. But look at that, so colorful. And for the top of my card, I'm going to use other die cuts, and I think these colors will match perfectly. So I'm going to use, again, a little bit of glue. This first piece, I'm not going to make it dimensional, and I'm going to center it this way. You could use Tumblr for this. And here I am going to use a little foam square to give it some dimension. And I'm going to put it on my butterfly here, because that's going to match the colors of the inside, a little bit of orange. And I'm going to put it like this, I think. Yes, I like it. And I've got also this little one here. It has a little bit of green, but I have green inside, so that's fine. And I am going to use this glue for this one. And I might put it in another direction. And I folded the wings a little bit so it is dimensional without even using foam. See this? Can you see the dimension of it? I hope you'll be able to see it. This here, can you see a little bit? It's funny, I don't see it too much on the camera, but it is really dimensional. So the front of my card is very simple, but I think that people might leave it open much more. So I concentrated on the inside and less on the outside. That's usually the opposite I do, but I really love these dimensional cards because they're great. That would be a great card for Mother's Day or Grandmother's Day or a birthday, because flowers are for everybody. I think all women love flowers. I hope so. And you know, there's no smell to them, so no allergy, and it's handmade. How cute is this? Have you ever tried? Because really you should. It's so easy, and it's a very easy way also to use your die cuts when you don't know how to put them together. Well, you've got the background, you've got dimension on front of it, and these two squares look similar, but they're not completely. This one is a little longer, and I have also put two other die cuts here on front. So there you go. So you've got this example, the other one I have done previously. They're different. The size is different, the shape is different, but they're both of them are very nice. Look at this. This one also is really nice. I think it's darn cute. Tell me, which one do you prefer? The flower one, the one with the animals? And yes, please leave me your comments or questions. Just come and say hello. I always come back to you. And also don't forget to give me thumbs up. It's really important for my channel. Subscribing and hitting the bell button to get notifications every time I post another video. And also please share on social medias. Thank you very much. See you soon and take care. Bye bye.